Hey there guys, today we're going to be doing a fire alarm system edition. Today it's going to be in the house system. Now what we're going to be doing is installing a strobe. So firstly, let's get this device I'm going to be installing and take a look at it because it's going to be a one-of-a-kind device for me to install on this home system for actually two reasons.
He said it's great. West Shore Dental.
This is our device right here. So this is going to be the first of its type on this system for two reasons. The first one being, you can see this is a ceiling strobe. So this is our first ceiling mount device on my home fire alarm system, or I guess actually both of my systems, but also you can see this is one of the new LED devices. So also my first LED device to be permanently installed on either one of my systems. So let's go ahead and grab some tools and get into this install. I'm also going to need a box to mount this onto. I do have me some ceiling boxes here, which is going to be what we're going to want to mount that onto. It probably will mount onto a million other boxes, but ceiling mount makes the most senses. We're also going to need some 5-conductor fire alarm cable. So we're going to need a 5-conductor, so we have 2 wires going to the device, 2 wires coming back from the device, and then also a ground conductor for bonding our box. Here we go, this is going to be our 5-conductor wire. Gonna need some screws to mount up our box. And also a couple staples. Probably only about 2 we should need. Then I'll bring tools in, and that should be about all we'll need. Okay, so now as far as where this is going to be going in the house, we are going to be putting this in our furnace room. Our fire alarm panel room. This has been something that has been requested many times for me to install a strobe in this room. It is still audible in this room, you can still hear the alarms, but regardless, it's been asked many times and I thought, why not? Now, a bit of warning, this room is extremely cramped, so it's going to be quite difficult to be able to record everything because of how cramped it is in here. Jackson's came to help, apparently. So the very first thing I'm going to do is mount our box. And by the way, our reason for a ceiling mount device was there wasn't any good wall spaces in this room. That made a lot of sense. So instead we're going to be doing ceiling mount. So I'm just going to center it with the width of the room, which our room is 44. So we're going to go 22 for the center of the box, which is right there. So there-ish is where our box needs to go. Nothing too specific, it's just whatever looks best, really. And now to get our NAC over to this new location, we're going to need to take it out of this box here because this is where our level 1 NAC goes up into and then spreads out, and it already actually goes out a different direction from here already before going out to the rest of the first floor. So we're going to take this cover off and take this isolator down so we can splice into that, because it comes up from the panel and then goes out to this first bedroom that's connected to the closet and the furnace room here, and then it goes out to the rest of the first floor circuit. So we'll take the cover off that and take the actual isolator off. This box is probably getting a little bit busy, but it is a deep box, so we should be able to fit some more in here, hopefully. Okay, so as far as anything SLC, we do not care. We only care about our NAC circuit, which I see some big conductor here, so I know that's going to be what we need to be worrying about. So this is, I believe, our NAC in, and then we go out to the bedroom and then come back on this before continuing out to the system. However, we'll go over that more later. We're not really that worried about it. For now, we just need to get a wire into here. So first, I'm going to take my 5 wire here, if the spool will cooperate with me, and I'm going to bring it in right here. And that should be lots. So now what I'm going to do is take this wire up and over to this box here. I'm actually not going to take it quite as high as most of the conductors go, because there's really no point of it, because it's just going to have to come right back down. So I'm just going to take it up to this level here and then bring it down this way. And the box, I already know I can cut it there, and we'll enter this in to this box here. There we go, and I'll throw in a couple staples, throw in one here. We need one within 300 millimeters of the box. And now I'm just going to use some zip ties to strap things up. So now we're going to get our new box and device all wired up. So once we splice it in, it'll be all ready to go. So first I'm just going to strip back our fire alarm cable here. This does have a pull string in it, but I don't like it. Seems easier just to cut it if it's a short spot like this. Then we'll take our ground conductor, and that needs to be bonded on the bonding screw in the box. I'm aware you guys can't see it, but as I said, this room's quite tight, so it's a little bit tough to be able to show everything, but I can promise you it is wrapped around the bonding screw clockwise. Okay, there's that. And now these conductors are ready for our device, so let's go ahead and get that. So we'll open up our device here. And you can see on the back of these devices, the Candela Select is done a little bit differently, where they don't have the slider anymore on these newer devices. You can see that's currently set at 15, which is probably fine. And these do have that fire alarm control panel option 2, which is hinting at probably the future of Candela Select, like how simplex systems do it. Anyways, that is our device. I really do like the appearance of these LED ceiling mount devices specifically. I think the smaller strobe blends in a lot better. But anyways, we're not worried about that yet. We need to mount up our mounting bracket, and they do give us some 832s, which we will need. Because these plastic boxes don't give you screws with them, however the metal ones do. I have no idea why they're like that. And for those wondering how these plastic boxes are bonded, that strap that you bond with the bonding screw is the same as this metal piece there. So if your device is metal, it would be making contact through the screw here. Obviously this device won't because it's plastic. However, regardless, if you're doing a fire alarm verification, every single device box has to be able to get a ground fault at that location. So it looks like we're going to be using those two, because these ones don't line up. These ones kind of line up. It's a little strange, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but that's the way this lined up here. It's probably meant for an octagon box where the screw locations are at the two corners of the box instead of each side of the box, if that makes sense. Usually this would end up straight with the box or 90 degrees to the box, not 45 degrees like this one. But if it was on the metal octagon box, then that would be different. It would end up straight or 90 degrees to it. It's fine though, it's a round device, so it won't really make a difference to us. So now for wiring this up, we'll strip back each of these a little bit, maybe half an inch or so. And when you're dealing with your positives, you will have red and brown as positive. So each one of those ends up on its own positive terminal. That way when the device is removed, this little metal piece here breaks contact and will open your circuit, because without that, you would take your device down and your system wouldn't get in trouble. So that's the positive, or sorry, that's the one positive, and this will be our second positive. And then the blue and the black will be our negatives, which will share a terminal, because you only need the positive to open up when the device is removed, and that's enough to create a open NAC trouble. Make sure there's no insulation under the screws. And there you have it. So for the device here, you have this clip, which clips into there. So your side opposite the clip will go on first over here, and you push it up, it'll clip in place, but then you also should do up the screw to really secure it. And there you go, that's all that needs to be done. And now for the wiring up here, my apologies for the noise, the furnace has turned on. We'll strip back this guy. And we will first deal with our bonding conductor, which we have all these other ones over here. So this will be tied on to these ones. So I'll bring it behind all of our other conductors. Bonding conductors always go at the back of the box. Take that moret off and do that back up. That can tuck back there. And now to splice on to our NAC. This negative and this positive are coming out of the panel. So we are going to tie on our black and red directly to those. And then the blue and brown that are returning from that device we just installed will connect onto the wires that were previously connected on here, which is actually going to the bedroom, where then that bedroom one returns on the blue and brown going out to the rest of the system. This will create a trouble on our system when we open this up. So there we go. We have a trouble horn circuit NAC 1 level 1 open. I'll acknowledge that trouble. And I'll open up our other side right here. So those are those conductors open. So now we'll splice on our new device to our proper colors. Pretty simple here. Negative will go to negative. Positive will go to positive. And then our return from this new device will splice up to the supply side of the bedroom. So brown is positive. That will splice up to our red. And blue is negative. That will splice back and our trouble should clear. There you go. Trouble just cleared. So now I have to wrestle this all back into the box and get our module reinstalled. Our isolator module, that is. If you tuck things to the side, that is your best bet with these modules because they are pretty fat out the back side. However, they don't have much sticking out the sides. There we go. Okay, now for the fun part of testing. Because there is no programming we need to do because the NAC's already set up and it's not an addressable device. However, we still need to go into programming because first there's some things I want to disable. Firstly, I don't want the relays to activate and shut down our furnace. We don't need that as far as testing. So I'm going to do the relay disable, and I'm also going to disable all the NACs except for that one, so I'm not making extra noise. So this is basic program. This will be point, except that's right, we can't actually get to it from the level 2 password, which is stupid. Programming will go level 1. You'd think the higher levels would get you all of the same stuff, but they don't. So 1 for disable. This is going to be a output. So output, this is going to be, we know level 1 is NAC 1, so we'll disable number 2. That is NAC 2, disable. And I also want to disable NAC 3. Nope, that's the chime strobe, so that won't go off anyways. So we need to disable NAC 4. Disable. That's all we need to do. So now I'm just going to use the drill function. That's acknowledged, my bad. Shut the light off in here. Okay, there we go. I'm not actually sure if we need to disable the relays because then I decided to use the drill function anyways, which may not activate the relays, I'm thinking. Output 2, enable. Output 4, enable. Take our relay disable off, but it won't let us yet. There we go. Alright, there you have it. That is our new device installed. Okay guys, so one last thing is make sure to check out my Instagram accounts because I don't know how many people are actually aware of them. I have 2 different Instagram accounts. This is my first Instagram account, my Nick Systems and Electric, where I have lots of bonus things and stuff earlier than you'd see it on the channel. But I also have this Instagram account. This is my aviation account where I post a lot of photos that I've taken and plane spotting, aircraft, all that sort of thing. And yeah, so that's all I've got as far as that goes. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down in the comment section. And if you do enjoy the channel, make sure to subscribe. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching.